All right. Well, hi, YouTube. Welcome back. All right. So, I guess we're just jumping into it. This is Vivy episode 3. I'm pretty sure everyone on here already knows. Hello, Tub. Hi, YouTube. Yeah, be safe, guys. Practice that self care during this time. Remember, put yourself first in as many ways as you can. Even if it sounds selfish, you have to remember you got to work on you. You're important. Even floppy copiers here and all of these individuals. And yeah, make sure to join us on Discord or on Twitch or on our Minecraft server, which is on our Discord with all the links there. A lot of fun. Anyway, it's been a while. It's been like, I guess a couple minutes for us. But anyway, let's go ahead and just jump into it. We'll get started. Okay. Sorry, I had to quickly. Is this Are we looking at what if scenarios? This is gonna sound fucking stupid, but this is the best way I can phrase it right now. But are we looking at what if scenarios? Is this essentially like simulations that are being run on different like platforms, if that makes sense? Like to get an adequate response? Are you guys picking up what I'm putting down here? Like just that little intro right there, kind of like where it was like, it's like, I'm not sure how I feel about this. What do you guys think?
まあ声が優れているのは君の特徴だ。そう設計されているからね。問題は心というのは単なる言葉遊びだよ。心とは感情だ、意識だ、魂だ。現状の科学で断定はできない。ディーバ、君にとって心を込めるとはどういうことかな？
Interesting question, Doctor.
いつか答えを決めたら教えておくれ。
The doctor just asked you a question. You guys gonna answer? So, for you guys, what does putting your heart into something mean? Even if it's putting a piece of yourself, right, into whatever work you're doing. One, would you do it? And two, what does that mean to you? Personally, putting a piece of yourself into any project, at least for me, it means having influence on whatever that project may be. And it's like really wanting to go through something instead of just going through the motions, right? Because I hate to put it this way, and this might be like kind of eye opening for majority of you guys. If you guys were literally put your heart into everything, it would drive you mad. And a majority of our day is already automated. This is the parts where it's like, wait, what? So in relationship psychology or in anything like that, like sometimes you'll get into the boring stage of a relationship. I'll explain to you why this applies to what we're getting into, right? In the boring stages, sometimes is like once you get into the motion, you guys get settled and things kind of become dull and stale, right? Tell me this, when was the last time that you guys literally processed every single thing you did? I.e., you got up, you know, a lot of the times we automate going to the restroom, washing our teeth, taking a shower, driving 30 minutes to an hour to get to your job or wherever you live, uh, going to school. You like days out, and then you're like, all right, I got to do homework now. You do your homework, and sometimes you days out. When you're watching TV or a movie, you days out. And then, like, boom, you eat. You might be in the moment when you're eating or when you're with family or with a friend. But then, like, all those other in betweens, there's those days periods. So if you guys ever experience moments like that where you're dazing out and all of that, I gotta be on like in varying bodies. It's just routine at this point. But like, I'm just wondering if some of you guys can relate to it. Like the automatedness that is like pretty much every day. You know, like And especially if you have like ADHD or ADD or anything along that, like not even that, like everyone goes through it, but if you have ADHD or you're on the spectrum, you'll find yourself going through a lot more of these monotonous moments quicker because there's not a lot of like excitement or stuff that will retain you to keep you in the here and now. So yeah, it's super important to check in and also ground yourself whenever possible. Um, and I'll let you guys like, and the reason why I'm saying this is like try it one day and like comment it or get back to me in Discord or whatever. Literally, like let me know how that goes for you. Literally take time when you wake up, and it might be super duper hard. You might get mad at me and you might be like, fuck you, Ed. I can't do this. I don't know how we like do this, like automated, like how we automated all of this. But literally take time and like analyze every single thing that you do in those moments. So, for example, I wake up and the first thing I do is like I run to the restroom. I'll be honest with you guys. I'm like, oh, gotta pee. And like I book it there. But it's like being aware. It's like, okay, what do I do before that? Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and like put on like, my shoes, my sandals, my whatever I'm wearing. Where am I going? Am I reaching with my right hand or with my left hand? How am I breathing? So on and so forth. Like the importance of that, right? Aside from staying in the moment, is like when you learn to appreciate sort of the aspects that like is automated already for us. Like, for example, I don't mind that being automated. I love it being automated because I don't have to think about it. But yet, when I'm with individuals, or for example, if I really want to focus in, I want to have that control, that power to actually be in the here and now. And I have a funny story about that, Alan. And I laugh to this day about automated breeding, and I think Brady is going to tell you guys a story about that as well one day. But this kills me. This absolutely kills me. But anyway, yeah. So it's important to stay in the here and now because it's a new coping technique that you'll be able to use, like in the future, right? Or like in future tense, in case you ever need to put your heart into something and be there and be able to connect, you can go ahead and do that. So try this. This is my challenge for you guys. Try at least one day for as long as you can. Think about every single little thing that you're doing in terms of like, am I reaching with my right hand or with my left hand? Why? How is this going to affect me? Blah, 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 blah. Like, don't automate it so much. And not so much your breathing. Please keep your breathing automated. Breathe, live. And okay. Isn't that like normal behavior? Well, the normal behavior, like quite literally, is that we automate things. We make things monotonous, right? But then to put your heart into something, to influence something, to do whatever, you're in the here and now. Whenever you're passionate about something, aside from the little steps, for example, if you like building Gundams, right, and you've already done it so many times, I bet you're so used to some of the little steps that you already know where certain things go automatically without actively having to think about it or read about it. But when it gets to the certain point, for example, I love coloring or I love painting stuff. Boom, I'm in the here and now. The moment I get to painting certain things, I'm like, let me go ahead and do this. Let me go ahead and like try and like write something or like try and like paint a certain color. Or with writing, you already know certain writing schemes are gonna fall. But yeah, if there's a new passage that you've been dying to get to, once you hit it, you're in the here and now. You're in the moment. You're putting your heart into it. So I hope that makes a little bit of sense.
あのぬいぐるみはどこですか?
Uh-oh.
知らないわよ。私に動かせるわけ。ナビ。
Uh-oh. My dude like turned off the breaker or something.
の感動の再会のお邪魔になりますから。ハグの前にあなたも浴びますか？このボディ時々水洗いしてもらった方がいいですよ。もうかゆくてかゆくて。
松本。
どうもお久しぶりです。15年ぶりですね。
15 years?
表情が出るように。
Yo! How the f is this stuffed animal even like still together? Damn!
だったじゃないですか。驚きです。やった。そうそう驚きといえばお客さんが増えてるそうじゃないですか。
Yeah, time skip out the wazoo.
ですか。
確かに命名法は成立しませんでした。でもその代わりに新しい法案が施行されたんです。 しかも命名法より AI に寄り添ったものだと評価されている法案がこの15年で AI たちの数も増えて発展しています。話は違います。
AI の発展については想定の範囲内ですよ。一石投じただけでは顔の流れは変わらない。
So here's my question to you guys. After everything that happened in the first couple of episodes, would you trust his stuffed animal? Yes or no? Personally, I have a hard time. I really do have a hard time. Even though he's like, from the future and all of this stuff. Like, if you're referencing the stuff that's happened so far, that is so hard to wrap your head around. Like, I don't know. I would have like trust issues after what happened, you know? If you had died, what would we consider? That is such. I thought about that when I was on that, but I'll get to that later on. Show me tomorrow's. But like without interfering with history, like my big thing is like the emotional damage that this little bear has done already is huge. Now imagine like. Thank you, dollars for Pinata. That's exactly it. He was like, "Peace out. I'm gonna beat you up, cause emotional damage, and then leave." Like, I don't know. I don't know. I wouldn't be able to trust him. So, if you guys have been able to, or if you guys think that you guys would be able to, my big thing though, I'd be sus. I'm pretty sure I'd be sus of him. He's the one that vented. But no, my big turnaround with this. Yeah, there'd be so many questions. Is why are you keeping information from me? That would be the key scenario. You already know how things end, and especially if you trust me as the host, why are you keeping these things quiet? If you're running a simulation, right? And say that he's running the simulation like an infinite number of times all like at the same time. How can you like I don't know. How can you just like not divulge as much as you can to try and get the person there? Yeah, he did divulge some information, but it was like, yeah, it's like he's still retaining information back, and that's exactly why it raises my alarms. Like,
それにAI の進歩とともに空を目指す人々の夢は加速しました。AI の能力が宇宙開発を飛躍的に
actually real. Holy shit, that is actually. Guys, I'm kind of blown away by the science. If you guys don't know, a majority of what is planned in terms of like, I guess, what is feasible for future plans if to like aviation or being able to get humans to like certain areas in outer space, right? It does look something like that where a plane carries another plane and then releases it, right? I'm not just talking about the stereotypical like two shuttle or two big gas like cylindrical gas along with the spaceship going up. No, I'm talking about like literally like how they just showed a plane carrying another plane and then releasing it from there to reach orbit or suborbit, depending on what they're going for. So that is actually very sick, the fact that they're paying so much attention to it. What I was gonna reach though is, if you're allowed to go into space as an individual, as a human being, and in this journey, say that it was journey from like Earth all the way to the nearest Goldilocks planet, like Earth. You know that you're gonna pass away, that your human body is gonna pass away. Would you allow them to essentially transfer your consciousness into artificial intelligence? Yes or no? To survive the journey of the trip and then put it into an AI robot like that. What do you guys think about the ethics behind it? Would you guys want to go ahead and do the journey like that? Yay or nay? Sure, why not? Okay, hey, it is what it is. I mean, the only cool aspect that I can see from it, right? And I hate to put it out there, right? Is like technically, if you're an artificial intelligence, now your 2D waifus can be real guys. I'm just throwing it out there. Just throwing it out there. Now technically you can interact with like all these 2D waifus that are AI as well, right? Uh, as it's a joke, guys. Please don't take that seriously. Is that it's just a copy of me and I'm dying? Is it though? Or is it you? At that point, if that copy has all the exact same memories as you, who's to not say that you're a copy of something else and you just don't know it yet? Interesting. What did I hear? Sign me up. True. That, but to be fair, we also have like a self-destruct button. We can pretty much take a self-destruct. Please don't. But like as humans, you pretty much have a self-destruct button at any point as well. Wait, never mind. I meant Shakat. Shakat, where are you holding yourself? Where are your standards for this, Shakat? Humans are just flesh robots. I haven't seen Black Mirror, but that's funny. Uh, but wouldn't that you say the same thing in that aspect that it wouldn't be them experiencing it? It's just interesting if you actually go into the perspective of self and what it means for them. We are bone having. But think about it. True. But I mean, other people can have the self destruct button for you too. It's hard to make these arguments, right? 'Cause someone else can come in and just like machete you, you know. Yeah, yeah, that's exactly what. Shaket, you are reading my mind today. But at the same time, I think it would be so cool, like not just in terms of an android, but it's like say that they transfer your consciousness, right? And like I don't know, if I was like really into mechs, transfer my body into like a giant mech, like let me control a giant mech in outer space type style, or like I don't know, something cool like that, or even just like a robot, like you know what, like it's fine, or an android. Let me be with Rem or with Emilia. It's fine. If they, because I'm pretty sure by that point there would already be an AI on that, right? But yeah, at that point, I'm pretty sure like if the you that is experiencing life at this moment is reaching the end of the line, I don't have an issue with that. I think it would be cool to see the possibilities of where it might explore. Now, would that continue with like a first person perspective of consciousness? I don't know. I wouldn't be the judge of that. I don't know how that'd be feasible. But for them, it would. About to shit on a whole side of like the internet for a little bit, like the whole NFT gang, right? Which is sort of like evolving the blockchain technology, right? Aside from that, it's future orientations. We're talking like Web 5, Web 6, Web 7, where, for example, and I hate to put America on blast as well, where healthcare here is completely abysmal, right? Where it costs you literally like an arm and a leg. Um, but say that you're actually looking for a good doctor, right? Or something like that, and you're actually able to go ahead and like, I don't know, run scans on AIs like, through a healthcare perspective in which you have to give permission. We're gonna lay all the ethical boundaries that both people have already consented to this before people come down. But say that like you're going to go into a procedure and you're trying to find the best doctor for or a fit for it. Aside from human error, it's sort of like finding, if you're able to have that like brain scan immediately as to like experiences, how this works, they're handling 8,001 scenarios. Be pretty interesting to go ahead and run all of this. And find the best match, find the best probability, find the best anything. Download a doctor, not necessarily download a doctor, but find the best match, find the best survival probability. 1,001 things. You could even use that for like, say that you want to lose weight. There's a lot of nutritionists out there, but what if you're able to go ahead and find the one that's right for you, or so on and so forth. Even if it's like, and I hate putting it out there, like, and for example, the new web will probably include this. These are my predictions, and if they do come true, please state that I'm the one that like first said them. Yeah, even if it's like 1,000 years in the future. If you guys are watching this, y'all better give some credit where credit's due. Uh, Essentially, what I'm already predicting is like there's going to be a huge shift in therapeutic interventions and like the interventions of healthcare, in terms of like the outdated versions of like, for example, there's still a lot of people that keep files instead of keeping things electronically and somewhere safe and secure. So there's going to be a big shift into this more secure environment. And there's going to be more and more of a shift from having this in just like your natural computer settings into more of a blockchain setting in of itself, which will include things such as VR counseling, whether that's in VR chat or in another application inside of this world verse, artificial verse that we're creating. It's probably going to be in that. Or, even if it's like by virtual reality, I could literally mean like, you're gonna, yeah, tell your children this, please. Sure. Like, you're literally gonna be able to go ahead and like, either, how they digitize some people nowadays, like bringing in like Tupac or someone like that. You could bring counselors like that, or put on your goggles, especially if you don't have the ability to drive or go to certain like clinics and stuff, and actually just be there and be interactive and be in the moment because of the environment that we're in. So I'm seeing a huge push towards that orientation as to what that could mean. Of course, still with the openness of having individuals inside, but still like having individuals like inside, like open to in-person interviewing, because I don't think, or in-person therapy or in-person healthcare or whatever, because I don't think that's ever going to go away, the in-person setting. But there is going to be a big push towards this like outside angle where healthcare is not as accessible, where information is not really stored or like hard to store, such as like in African countries, it's really hard to like maintain it. Yeah, VTubers are already doing that with their concerts, but now imagine like a big push towards it with the, I don't know, like mental health. I need to get a new chair, guys. Sorry, this chair's like, I guess that'll be one of my goals as well, is trying to get a new chair, because this chair's really messed up. Like the bottom is, it's not comfy at all. That's why I'm moving around a lot. Like if you can do, yeah, yeah, exactly. But that's sort of like being able to create your own private room, or like it's gonna be like, paying a certain amount to be able to mint your own private room inside of a blockchain where people can come in and out of that at your own discretion because you're entering a specific set of data. So it's pretty cool. And like, especially like if you set up parameters, I'm pretty sure like with everything, there's going to be regulation and parameters that are set. But is that going to be the big push? Yeah, I think so. I think by the end of our lifetime, we'll probably be seeing a majority of that, you know. Mm, yeah, 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 yeah. It's just future orientation. Sorry, guys. This is like also Hololive. Who's your favorite Hololive or just VTuber? I guess I've actually been watching a VTuber recently, or two VTubers recently, I guess, and I think I get it. Wait, isn't that you don't watch VTubers? Isn't Calliope Mori isn't that Grant's, who's who's Garnt's or Grant's? Oh, I haven't seen, oh, Amelia Watson. Don't watch VTubers also. Okay. Well, I recently started watching Iron Mouse, and I gotta say, interesting content. Really, really interesting content. And then the other one was Nyanners, I think. I'm not sure, but yeah, those two were like some of the ones that popped up, because I usually do spend like 30 minutes to an hour before I start streaming. And I'm like just looking up a bunch of what other streamers are doing in order to get a good idea and a good feel. And yeah, it's interesting. True, 3D Void, but they've also created this, I don't know how to put it. Uh there's like a really weird contraption where like you can literally speak into this, and it's soundproof all around except for like this tiny little area up front where it carries your voice. So I think that's probably where the like, future orientation can be said to that. And if like a therapist is charging, they can more than likely send that out to you, buy it and send it to you, so that way you can have that privacy.
プロフィールは改ざんしておいたので、名前はビビにしておきましたよ。仕事自体は単純作業のみが割り当てられるようにしてありますから、歌姫として設計されたあなたでも十分にこなせるでしょう。 ね、誰もあなたの正体に気づかなかったでしょまあ、そもそもあなたの認知度がマイナーメジャーというか。
言っておきますが、
おや、ようやく口を聞いてくれましたね。何です？
今回が最後です。これ以上私を巻き込まないでください。
モチベーションが低いですね。その割には見事な接客ぶりですが。
仕事は仕事です。
ビビ、ご苦労様。お客様のお迎え、トラブルはなかった？
はい。この運送が終わり次第、お客様対応に戻ります。
ごめんなさいね。食材や水は貴重だから、運送ボットだけに任せず、直接私たちの人間が見なきゃならないの。
Bruh.
えい。ちょっとまだ硬いかな。初めて宇宙に来て緊張
She's so
しているお
cute.
客
Oh my
様が多
god.
いから。
Vivy. And this girl too.
適
But
正レベルより少し上の笑顔でね。
わかりました。
上手。
Shakat, you want to know what a more terrifying aspect is aside from a black hole? What a space hotel traveling at like a light year is, going back and forth. Because every single time you travel back and forth at like a light year speed, for example, you by the time you got back to, say that it take a year there and a year back, you would think it'd take you 2 years, but by the time you return back to Earth, it's already been thousands and thousands of years at that point. That would be fucking terrifying, because you know that once you get on that hotel and you leave, you won't be able to see all your loved ones back. That's a terrifying thought. Also, yeah, near light speed. Mataj. Mataj, what the fuck? Do you take a trip? You guys are being so rough here. Yeah, that's a big oof. Hey, you know what? I might just go ahead and do that then. I'll take a trip. Yeah, see what happened. See if there's any good. Ooh, could you imagine you leave and you come back and then there's like, you know, all of this advanced technology, advanced video games. Either that or you come back and there's nothing, which is equally terrifying.
あなたも
やっぱり接客 AI はコミュニケーションが上手ですね。あなたもステージプログラム外で笑顔の一つでも浮かべたらどうです？口調もカチコチだし、僕にも敬語はいりません。
本当に彼女がそうなんですか？
史上最悪の欠陥 AI です。
Oh no.
通常アクセスを検知しました。AI 集合データベース。
Shakat, I think you have something else to worry about. If the world turned to stone and you came back, there's a lot of viruses and stuff out there. That would be absolutely terrifying. You go to the hotel and come back, ReZero's canceled. Oh. Sorry guys, I just had this horrible image. And I'm gonna throw this out there. It's a horrible image because why is the camera focusing up there? I'm down here. You go out, you come back. Hey, I'm pretty sure that everything would be Rule 34 at that point in terms of like anime and, you know, seasons you haven't seen and everything. You probably have a lot of catching up to do at that point, you know? That's gonna be a rough one, buddy. That's gonna be a rough one. But anyway, the point that I was gonna go ahead and bring up here is like, what makes an AI defective? Is it being outside of their singularity or their mission? Or is it the fact that they're expressing individuality? And I'll throw that out to you guys. Because, like, if an AI kept messing something up, is it because of their individual characteristics inside of their nature? Or is it because they're not completing their mission? And at that point, Ed, why? What do you mean, why? You know it to be true, AZ. You know it to be true. So, for example, 3D, if your mission was to go ahead... Yeah. If your mission was to go ahead and, like, save a bunch of lives, right? And you took a life, but at the cost of saving others, did you go against your mission? Did the fate of the, you know, few versus like the many, lives of the few versus lives of the many, you know? That's what I would like to go ahead and bring here. First off, I'm glad that you brought up Metal Gear because I love Metal Gear. Metal Gear is my shit. Uh, it is what got me thinking the way I think nowadays. After playing through the Metal Gear games, it got me into this whole thing. Yeah, well, I mean, and that's a big moral thing, and I think even Star Trek couldn't answer it if that says anything. Well, they say the lives of the few don't outweigh the lives of the many in that regard. As yeah, Shakat, but in that same scenario, say that we're gonna use a trolley problem. Uh, you're, or we'll make it more interesting. We'll do a ReZero problem. You know, if you take out this giant whale, yeah, which takes out about 100 people a year, you congratulations, you took out the whale and you just saved 100 people. But by taking out this giant whale, you've also now left the power vacuum in which other giant creatures can come through and decimate hundreds more people. If you were an AI and your mission was to save people, how did you save more people? Either by letting the whale stay or by taking it out and letting more people die. I've played Metal Gear Rising. I love the Metal Gear series, man. I played all of them. Absolutely love it. Metal Gear Solid 2, it predicted the future. This man has a way of like, granted, a majority of the time I think he's like on some good stuff out there that can like put your brain on elsewhere. But the writing, the way that like some of this is like the melodrama and all of this is perfect in a lot of the Metal Gear series. No, but I'm just saying Dollar Store General. Imagine that there were other animals and other things out there that could go ahead and replace it that were even deadlier because there's a power vacuum. That's true, very true. Saving nowhere. I feel like it'd be a lot to take in, probably even explode.
これが宇宙ホテルサンライズの落下事件、通称落葉事件の概要です。
つまりホテルの落下を防げばいいんですね。
そうです。そしてそれにはエステラを破壊してしまうのが最も手っ取り早い。
どうして？
地上の管制塔のデータからホテルの落下はエステラによって引き起こされたと断定されているからです。軌道変更の権限を持っているのはオーナーのエステラだけですから。
I wonder.
前回と比べればはるかに分かりやすい方針ですよ。エステラがいればサンライズが落ちる。だからエステラを破壊する。何が不満なんです？
短絡的すぎます。
Yeah.
彼女がウイルスやハッキングで暴走した可能性は。
どのみち彼女が
She's still the one who pulled the final any chance, especially since you're talking about artificial intelligence and like robots and stuff, would there be any chance that there's like duplicates made of an individual? So for example, if it's going off of like a DNA code, right, or a DNA kill chain. So if I was like an AI, right, I doubt that a company would only make one of me, but I'm sure that they would, like, for example, my brother also would have similar DNA to mine. So would my older brother, right? So at that point in time, would a sibling or someone with the same DNA code be able to do something like that, in which say that like AIs have different missions accordingly? In which case it brings up an interesting scenario. Like, how did this narrative, or how can a narrative get twisted with something like that? And if that's even possible at all. Like, that's just the main thing. There has to be a reason. Well, not just that, like, wherever it landed, it doesn't sound like it did a lot of damage to people. Otherwise, like, granted, there's still a lot of sentiment that people, revolted, or people were saying that AIs are bad. But say that, like, I don't know, even what kind of conversation I would have with myself. Say that you have like a giant, like, I don't know, how can I relate this? A Walmart, fuck it, or a giant superstore out in space that like is not gonna easily like tear away because of the heat. So imagine it's 3 soccer fields long, and that came crashing down, and really tall, whatever you want to put it, just fully intact the moment it came down. That's going to do a lot of damage if it hits land. So that's what I'm wondering is, where did it fall? How did it fall? What was the intention? How were people alerted? Why were people alerted? Oh no. If I had another one of me, I'd drive myself up a wall. Granted, we'd probably get a lot of philosophy done, and we would probably be able to like deduct the ending of ReZero. But there would also be a lot of counter arguments, and I'm sure you guys would like go up the wall because I'd probably be like, these are my point of view, and then the other me would be like, he's wrong because of this, this, and this. These are my points of view. Aww.
Vivy, ちょっと足。
This is like Willy Wonka.
あと笑顔。
すみません。
That's creepy.
このイベントではしゃいで怪我しちゃうお子さん多いんだから。大丈夫？気をつけてね。
Aww.
慣れて
Oh,
ます。
my heart.
まあね、もう7年選手かな。
Oh.
私もだけど。はーい。床の手すりに捕まってください。
ルクレールさんはエステラとは。
Why do I...
そんなに笑わなくても。
Are you a good person? Or are you a bad person? Anyway, when will I tell you guys? Good question. I think once I finally have it all written out and I can do like a cool little presentation on them, I'll probably do something funny and special for it. I would probably just tell you guys one off the bat and then we'll continue with this real quick. So one of them actually has to do with all the archbishops and, you know, where his journey might continue after the season that we've just watched. This is just pretty logical conclusions. Nothing out of the ordinary. I can literally show you guys all the work that I've done being like, because I've gone episode by episode sort of putting things together. And as I said, I'm probably going to do another rewatch of it. Might do it live on stream sometime or something where I can actually pinpoint more connections and stuff. But there seems to be a great connection in terms of like what the significance that like these archbishops have and the first episode and the story that. So without going too far into it, because we still need to watch, it's the story that was told about the, what is it, the sage, the dragon, you guys know what I'm talking about, right? So it's that, right? It's also the mystery of the giant ash tree that came out of nowhere and all of that. The first episode, specifically, the reactions that he's had towards his first time dying and sort of being pulled from one reality onto that one. And then the feelings that come when acquiring or when actually killing an archbishop. So what does it all entail and how does it all come together? That I'll leave it up to you guys to go ahead and put some of your own clues together as to how that can work out and how things can be very cyclical in the way of writing. Are you ever gonna react or read the ReZero stories? Probably on my own time. I'll be honest, because you know, a lot of people. So let me dispel this myth really quickly before anyone else ever tries to jump into this. Some of y'all be thinking that I have like infinite amount of hours. Like no offense to anyone on here, but like some people on the internet really are like, oh, he's over there reading the light novel and stuff. I'm like, I'm sorry, sir, but like I work 9 to 5, and then I go to the gym like 6 to 8 or 9, and then I edit the videos that go up on YouTube 10, 11. Right, I have like an hour or two to go ahead and like watch and de-stress, and that's not even including eating and hanging out with friends and stuff. So yeah, that's probably one of the biggest things that like I'll go ahead and throw out there, just because it's such an interesting thing when people have this like whole ideology or this whole like misconception as to like how, like, if I've even read stuff or that I've done certain things when I haven't. I've literally watched the anime with you guys, and everything I've done is through psychology. So quite funny. And of course, if anything spoiler pops up, I tell you guys. Oh yeah, all the time to watch all those shows you guys recommend. That's why I'm using my Friday night to at least chill with you guys. Uh, but I will say this, that Reek recommend to you. I mean, that's what Friday nights are for, right? Like, purposely said Friday nights for Twitch nights because it allows me to go ahead and reset, have new shows to edit, content, so on and so forth. So it's interesting. It is interesting. Also, one of the big things that, and I guess this is another big clue that I'll throw out there, right? Which had to do with libraries, if I remember correctly. It specifically Bearco's library, is it connected to a bigger library? Are there other libraries out there? That's one thing that I kept coming back to in the journal that I was writing. And then the other one was, are there any students left, or like from anyone? So, i.e., did a witch pick up any students? Did any of the archbishops have any students? Did the sage have any students? Did any of these mythical individuals that are brought up in the show have any apprentices, students, stuff like that? And if so, do any of them relate to Subaru in any way? So, i.e., do they recognize them? Do they see him and hate him? What are their reactions to them? And of course, I don't want to get spoiled. Please don't spoil it if any of that is true. This is just basic guessing, psychological guessing, out of what a realist perspective would be from something like that. Like someone just doesn't disappear. So anyway.
ルクレールさんは
ルクレー
ルクレール、エステラとは長いの？
まあね、ずっと一緒に働いてきたから。ここではみんな家族みたいなもんよ。
それエステラも言ってたけど。
そんなにエステラが気になる
？Oh. Guys, we also need more Vivy emotes, please.
あの子に深入りはやめといた方がいいよ。
それはどういう
噂聞いたんでしょ？このホテルはエステラが乗っ取った。ここの全オーナーが亡くなったことにエステラが関係してるって。お疲れ様。
I don't trust you now, girl. That's a red flag. Okay, we're gonna classify that as a red flag, okay? Class. Among Us. Shakat, you're killing me. Okay, class. What we have today is a bit of a red flag. Okay. It does fit.
あなたが通信をぶった切るからでしょう。話はまだ終わってませんよ。
貨物区画にいるんじゃなかったんですか？
No way. Please don't tell me. What?
調べてるんです。
何を悠長な。いいですか？今から23時間27分後にこのホテルは落ちます。それまでに彼女を止めないと。
確証が欲しいんです。
Okay,
今
okay.
彼女は倉庫に向かいましたから、部屋を調べて。
ビビ？
Oh.
どうしたの？休憩時間よね。なんで私の部屋にこの子は？
聞きたいことがあって。
When's the enemy?
お客様の忘れ
物です。Among us,
聞きたい
please.
ことなどありません。幸いここは人目もない。
待ってください。
僕がウイルスで初期化させます。あなたはボディの処理を。
待ってくださいってば。
Wait, Kraith. Is your sister there? Tell her happy birthday from all of us. Yeah. I hope she's having a fantastic evening, a fantastic night or morning. Yeah, happy birthday to her. Congratulations. That's awesome. Genuinely awesome. Everyone, happy birthday to Kraith's sister. Go. Happy birthday, Kraith's sister. Woo, let's go. You can probably screenshot this and send it to her. Yeah. So that way she at least knows. So y'all better spam it for her if you guys want. If you guys are gonna be nice to her. Exactly. Aww. Oh. Well, anyway. Yeah, keep spamming happy birthday to... I'll even spam it on here. Yeah, that's awesome. And if you guys ever have a birthday and you guys are on stream, so well, let us know. Let us know. It's always important to celebrate, guys. Anyway, there was a lot to be said about like this whole thing. I don't know. She just seems too innocent and too pure. And with all the characters that we've seen introduced that are innocent and pure, they're never the victims, or they're never the conspiring individuals. It's always the shady ones. Oh, dile a tu hermana que la queremos mucho y que feliz cumpleaños. Yeah, tell her happy birthday. We really appreciate her. No sé por qué me fui en español, pero ni modo. No hay problema. There's not an issue there. But yeah. Oh. Hopefully, did you have good food? Sí, dile que la queremos también. Hopefully you guys had good food. Anyway.
ダメよビビお客様のものをそんな乱暴に
A personal item?
何するんですか綿が出るかと思いましたよクマ一匹正しく持てないんですか正しい持ち方はお尻に手を添えてそうそうこれがあるべき姿ですよ愛らしいでしょうって大体前から用意をと思ってましたけどね
私はお世話係の AI としての使命を帯びて製造されたから働く場所は関係ないはずだけど自分からここを離れるつもりはないの宇宙ホテルって場所がサンライズが好きなのよ
You know, that's one of the most terrifying aspects of space, I guess, in general, is the amount of radiation that you can get hit with. It's specifically like, even if you're in a Goldilocks planet where like other life is it's brimming with other life, like other creatures and stuff, the radiation can affect you in certain ways. Whereas, for example, you're infertile, right? Or, there's certain things that like start happening if you get too close. Or if you're too far, you can just freeze. But the main aspect why I bring that up is sort of like the attentionness to like what can happen if, say, that like planet Earth for some reason lost its protective sphere that it has, so its magnetic protective sphere, due to a solar flare or due to something ginormous like that, and we start to freeze over. The rich people or individuals in general flee into space, and then they find out that, hey, you know what, Earth is recovering. That's, first off, it's a huge transition to even get there, but second off, the effects that space can have on like individuals and species, I'm pretty sure it's more than we can imagine. And I'm pretty sure that there would be like new viruses to attach to, and new underground mole people. Oh yeah, and people would come back with like superpowers and whatnot. No, I think that like we need the spice. Wait, what are you guys talking about? But like my whole thing is like, just in general, like space is such a wild west that like unless there's like safety zones and like hundreds and hundreds of years of people exploring it, I think it'll still be a wild west, but like at least there's that aspect to it,
天井をご覧くださいたった今当ホテルは夜に入りました
What a way to calm them. This feels like the Titanic, I swear.
ちょうど中心に見えます
We didn't just hit an iceberg. We're not just going off the planned area. Maybe we hit a black hole. Yeah. Oh. Oh, my heart. You just don't do that. Oh. Fucking knew it. I fucking knew it. You shitty little... Fucking knew it, guys. Yo, why they always make, like, red hair individual, sort of shady. Fucking called it, guys. Fucking called it. No, that's not a hug. That's what I thought. That was a straight up chokehold. Straight up chokehold. Okay, we're pausing. Guys. Oh, that's killing me so much. Oh, that hurt. Oh, in so many ways. Ooh. That was all of, okay. Again, all of my predictions are basic psychology, guys. There's nothing wizardy about it. What the fuck was that, dude? I'm sorry, but yeah. Oof. Oof. Okay, yeah, no, I really want to, but we're gonna wait for Sunday for the next one, buddy. Buddy, we're not just gonna completely like rush into it because ah, my heart. It hurts. It hurts. It is great though. Yeah, what can I say about this episode other than like dollar store? I'm pretty sure that I know that the next episode's probably gonna be great. Uh but let me just quickly like wrap up this episode and then we'll go with questions and stuff. Uh yeah, good things come for those that wait. So Sunday we'll do episode 4 for this one, if that is what it is. But what I will say is this is so good. Oh, there's so many like intellectual aspects and so many good discussion aspects out there that for those of you later on YouTube that are watching, if you want to bring something up for a discussion aspect, feel free. Let us know either here or on the YouTube comments, and one of us will make sure to respond. I am just so fucking excited right now because I have a prediction as to how this might go. That like it's blowing my mind right now. Like this is so good. Like your journeys with Sunday come faster. Hey, yeah. Like my big thing though is like I can't believe first off those two things came true. Like one, I kind of found the red hair individual really suspicious stuff the way that she was asking. Actually, Alan, you haven't watched Vivy? That is a good question, Alan. What? But aside from that, ooh, yeah, that oof. Okay. Aside from that, one of the big like corporal aspects of this is sort of the humanity of artificial intelligence and whether or not it's good or bad, and it's like such a big and daunting line with that. With that also being said, it's like with unbased and unfriended plus ratioed, but like aside from that, like one of the biggest things that I can like say is like how can you as an individual like learn from this or take something away from this, and it's sort of like finding those aspects, finding like humanity inside of these aspects to grow. A lot of things, a lot of the times, and I've heard this from like critiques from some of my colleagues and other psychologists out there that will literally say anime and video games are good for nothing. They will rot your brain. They try and say all of these horrible things about just the like entertainment in general. And to that, I completely disagree with them 110%. I think in any form of medium, such as books, theater, video games, anime like this, you can learn from certain aspects that are here and like learn about sort of humanity in itself and what you want out of it. You can connect on deeper emotions and deeper feelings with all of this, and it can help you process a lot. And that's what I really think that like anime does. It sometimes takes us to these like universes where we can think, what would we do when we were in that situation, and laugh at some of the stupidity that comes with it. Speaking of stupidity, one that I really want to watch is Konosuba, and I am excited for whenever we get a chance to actually like touch base on that because that'll be really really exciting. But anyway, Vivy has been absolutely fantastic. Thank you so much. And then Matt now practice some self care, and we'll see you guys in the next one.